Yeah.
So I'm looking at this, and it's Emmanuel is here. Hi, Emmanuel. And of course, Tom Baker is here. And she says, "Hi, everyone. Happy Monday." Well, we wish you a happy Monday too, Emmanuel. And then Tom Baker says, "Hello, Sylvia Crystal." And that's a porn actress's name, and I'm not sure what that's about. Sylvia Crystal was like a porn star back in the 70s. Let me look it up real quick.
Doesn't it suck when you start typing, you think you've hit the cursor on the screen, and then all of a sudden you look up and see that you didn't type shit?
Yeah, I hate when
Oh,
that
Yeah, I know. I've
happens.
done that. Like I'm sitting here just looking at the keyboard, typing away, and then look up and like, there's
Nothing.
nothing.
All that for you.
Facebook likes to do that.
Oh man! All right, let's get
Like
this show
when
started.
somebody
Here.
messages you, it switches to that message from where you were typing.
Oh, that'll piss me
Oh,
off
I
more than
hate that.
anything. All right, let's get the show started here. I've said that now twice. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hello,
Hello, Joe.
Join us for a drink and draw with Gary, Danny, Martin, and Joe. Join us for a drink and draw with Gary, Danny, Martin, and Joe. Join us for a drink and draw with Gary, Danny, Martin, and Joe.
He's gonna have to put it down. Well, happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know we did.
I've been working.
Adma and I watched some good stuff, and I did a lot of work. Because one of the fun things about what you and I do, Joe, is we can talk and interact with people while working.
Yes.
What I
You
dislike
sometimes
is when
can.
people. What I dislike is when people expect me to like chat with them,
Right.
and I'm like, I can't do that and do my work. I can't
No.
draw and chat.
My hands are busy. Sorry about that.
That sounds perverted.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
it does.
I'm sorry, I
That came
can't
out
talk to you.
all
My
wrong.
hands are busy.
Can't talk right now.
That's
I'll
that's
have to
like
call you back.
that is especially valid if you're an Italian person.
well, yeah. Oh, so talking with my hands.
Right. Have you seen that video? By the way, just real quick, have you seen this video this guy put together with Trump talking, where they put an accordion between his hands while he's talking?
Yes.
No.
Freaking hilarious, man! It's just a bunch of clips of him talking, and they put an accordion in his hands.
And he's
And
playing the accordion.
yes, it's funny as hell, man.
Oh
Yes,
man.
it's great.
So here I'm going to show you. This is Sylvia Crystal.
Okay.
She
Christelle.
was in-
Christelle.
I
in,
feel
like,
like I
in
grew up under a rock for not
the-
knowing people
she's
like
best
that. But then
known
I'm
for
like, I'm
softcore.
okay.
She was
Right.
in Lady Chatterley's
Lady
Lover,
Chatterley's Lover, yeah.
Mata
Mhm.
Hari, and of course she's famous for being in Emmanuel, the adult film Emmanuel.
How many times have they made Lady Chatterley's Lover? I just saw one the other day on Netflix, I think it was, and it stars the chick that played Xavier's sister in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. It's on Netflix
Oh my
right
God.
now. Yeah, her.
Well, there's this one actress. I hate calling her that.
Really?
That was popular in the early '80s. Piazzadora, I think was her name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't she a singer?
She was more of a singer, but really not that great either at that. But she was in a version of Lady Chatterley's Lover, and I'm trying to find it right now. Maybe I should just look up her name. It was Pia Zadora, right?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a fee.
Mm-hmm.
Found it.
Yeah.
Found it. Pia Zadora. He was it because I want to know that my brain's right remembering this. She got a Raspberry Road Award for Worst Actress.
Really?
But yeah,
Wow.
it's. Oh,
You need to
what
be
was
really
it?
bad for that award.
Well, there's
I'm
always Madonna.
assuming that she was one of the ladies that Desi Arnaz was banging before he died. Maybe that's what killed him.
Oh my God.
What?
You know what? You just said it.
Martine finds it gross that you suggest that they might have died happy.
He was in a film, The Lonely Lady. Maybe that's what I'm doing, conflating the two. I could have sworn it was Lady Chatterley's lover, but I guess not. Yeah,
So
she
how
was
is everybody?
nominated, 1990, nominated for Worst Actress of the Decade
Oh,
Wow.
ouch.
for
That hurt.
the films Butterfly and The Lonely Lady. Nominated Worst Actress of the Century for
Ouch.
Voyage of the Rock, Aliens, Butterfly, and The Lonely Lady.
The fact that awards like that
Wow.
Again,
exist. Damn
you
it.
will always have Madonna.
Yeah, well, she's also in that group. She's one of them that's been nominated. But she did win one of these. Here it is. She won 3 times. Worst New Star, Butterfly. She won for Worst Actress, The Lonely Lady. And she won for the Worst New Star of the Decade, Butterfly and The Lonely Lady. So she
My
did win
God, the planets
for
have a life.
being just awful. So there you go.
Something's
Why
wrong
does
with
it feel?
Texas.
Why does it feel like it suddenly got black in here?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Ouch.
Hi, Keith. I promise
Oh,
you this is
Hello,
not
everybody.
What's up, man?
Hi, brother.
I happen to be in between picking up some stuff for my dad, and happened to check in, and you guys are talking Pia the Door. Pia the Door. I haven't heard that name in gosh a long time.
Yeah.
Well, it popped up because we were talking about the character Emmanuel, and that was played by Sylvia Crystal, and
Oh yeah.
and she did Lady Chatterley's Lover, and I could have sworn Pia Zadora did that, but her movie was just simply called Lady, and
Yeah, Pia the Door was nice to look at, but she just couldn't act to save her life.
and I got to be honest, I
But
didn't
she,
like her singing either.
look. She didn't do that bad when she did the duet with Jermaine Jackson, but outside of that, you know,
Duet with
yeah,
Jermaine Jackson. Wow.
yeah.
That's a deep cut, buddy. I've never heard of that. Wow.
Yeah, but Pia Zadora came up for that reason, and I got to be honest, man. I pulled that one out of the deep drawer because I haven't thought about that bitch probably in 30 years.
Yeah, when you mentioned it, I was like, my
Boss,
God, you're dating
read
yourself,
that one.
dude. That's a deep cut for any friggin'
Sylvia Crystal,
red-blooded
too. I don't
hetero
think
male in
I don't
the
think I've
U.S.
talked about
no
her in
doubt.
30 years either, Joe.
Well, here's the thing. Her name for me
Morning,
comes up
Glenn.
every Christmas time because she's part of the cast of Santa Claus versus the Martians, or Conquers the Martians. I'm sorry. Santa
Really?
Claus conquers the Martians. Yeah, she's one of the
I
kids.
I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you to read that one.
Oh my God, Emmanuel. You are named after the character Emmanuel, my parents' inspiration for my name.
Uh
Look
oh.
out.
Oh, God, I hope
Uh-oh.
she's kidding.
I don't see a laughing face, just rolling
Right?
eyes.
She's
Hey,
rolling her
that's a
eyes
good
like
name.
it's true.
That's a good name,
And
but
Glenn is having the time of his life with that.
you know what? You know what? Her parents are actually smart to do that because they and she can tell what kind of guys she's dealing with based on their reaction to the name and where they know it from.
Right?
It's actually kind of smart.
Yeah, if the dude knows the movie, walk away.
That's right.
Wait, who got an Oscar? Not
Hellberry.
Leah.
Hellberry.
Oh, Halle Berry, yeah.
Halle, whatever.
And she
Worst
actually went and
actress
picked it
ever,
up.
Really? I don't know.
Here you go.
Yeah, she
Is
got it.
Keith at the bottom of a swimming pool? It's because
Wow.
your mic is popping a little bit as you're talking, and it's
Oh,
almost sounds like you're underwater.
I apologize for the quality of my earpiece. I'm sorry.
I think it's actually a beautiful name, Emmanuel. So,
Yes.
but then again, if I was one of those guys years ago when you were single, you would run away from, because I know way too many soft porn and hardcore porn actress names.
Right.
Way
Shannon
too
Tweed,
many.
ring a bell? Yeah.
Now,
right.
here's
Oh,
a really
geez.
fun fact. That name is really a man's name.
Emmanuel?
With only one L in
Yep.
the end, without the second L and the E. That is clearly the
Yeah.
female version.
It's biblical.
That's wild.
Yeah. Biblical. In the knowing sense.
Look out. It's a family show. No, I'm just kidding.
I always thought that name came from some guy named Manuel, and somebody kept going, "Hey, Manuel! Hey, Manuel!" I hear Martin's not laughing.
Oh,
I can relate to that kind of trauma.
Oh, I won't argue with that right there, Glenn. Not at all. Not at all. I remember the poster. I remember it.
Formerly
Very
Mrs.
vivid.
Depp. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oof. God. Gorgeous, but good Lord. Crazy.
Well,
Yes.
you know the chart. You know how it
Yes,
goes.
I do know the chart. Yes, I do. and it is exponential. Yes. Always remember where the hot crazy line is, and you'll be okay. Yeah, no doubt.
yep.
This is the one.
Well,
Let me open this up. Open image in a new tab. This is the one that we had in the U.S. Let's share screen. I am going to need you to add this, Martin. Would you please, when I share it?
Yep.
There we go. That was the poster
Oh.
that
Oh.
was passed around the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember that shit, Joe?
I do remember
Steve?
that.
oh, jeez. That's bringing back way too many memories.
Yeah, it is. Oof. Wow.
Yeah. I think I was 14 or 15 when that came out.
My gosh, I don't even think cable was around yet.
Oh, Emmanuel's got she has a great sense of humor, Tom. Her and her man.
Whew.
That's why I think they enjoy watching the show.
That one
They-
or there are masochists.
Our jokes, yeah, right. Well, she probably got him to join, so therefore she's sadistic. He's masochistic.
No, if she suggested that she's sadistic. if she made him.
I don't know how to respond to that, Glenn, other than I know who that's about, but it's like, as a general statement, that's scary.
Amber's third.
Yeah, Amber Turd.
Oof.
Oof.
Such a letdown.
So Joyce's
Oh,
artwork
man.
up, Gary. What about you?
You know, I don't need you pressuring me.
Also, you need to pin the thing to the chat.
Hey, Gary, while you're actually trying to do stuff, why aren't you doing it faster is basically what you're saying.
It is called Drink and Draw.
Just so
We're
you know.
15 minutes in. Just so you know.
I'm refraining myself of so many jokes, but
Do it, Martin. Let it out.
no.
Howard.
Wow.
There we go. Now I need to share my screen.
I got to make you a coffee mug with this on it, Martin, and send it to you.
Yes, please. Or better
Apparently,
yet,
Gary, Martin clued me into the fact that this profile picture that I've done of the privateer looks a lot like a Venezuelan hero, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to make him a coffee mug just with this on it.
Nice.
Which is so rare. Venezuela.
Oh, jeez.
I wouldn't know. I'm not Venezuelan, so. But yeah, what he was part of the revolution or something like that back in the day.
The Independence War.
Okay.
What year?
All of it.
What
He
year
wasn't
was the
born
revolution?
What?
When did it
Yeah,
start?
when
I
did it
don't know
happen?
when it started.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, now you have destroyed me.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
My old,
Fucking you
my
and Keith with the
old
oh,
memory.
jeez. You
I
two
have
been
lost.
hanging out together too much.
I have lost track of names and years. This is, and has become a real problem in very much every conversation that I have lately.
Oh, good Lord.
So let's see it, Gare. Blow it up for us.
Hey, that's not my job.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Martin.
jeez.
Blow it up for us, dude.
That's not my job.
I'm not gonna say anima.
As
I'm just not
producer,
gonna do
it
it.
is.
I'm not gonna go in
No.
that direction.
There, I did
I
it.
don't
I
blow
have
anybody.
him. I blew him up. Martin, can you
See, I
can you
love
pin
I love
thing
the
to
sketch
chat?
work, man. This is awesome. The first panel,
Huh?
that guy you
I-
can see he's clearly sitting on the dude's chest and pounding away at him. Apparently, the second guy is turning to react to something. Yeah, both the ones on either side of him is a dude sitting on somebody's chest and dealing with him. Wow,
This
that's
is
cool,
the
man.
scene where he comes up, or this is the scene that leads to him coming up with the idea of being the vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
Because he beats the snot out of both these guys. There are two guys.
Yeah.
And he's beating them so bad, these two armed villains, so badly in front of this clerk who is being robbed, and he
Right.
saves, that the clerk begins begging him, please stop.
Please stop. Yeah, you're
You're
traumatizing me.
killing them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop the opacity down on it. If you were curious where the word opacity came from, it came from the Irish clan, the Opacities.
Okay.
Good to know.
Good to know.
We just
The more you
learned.
know.
Just making up shit. So you
Just
guys
making
go fuck
things up.
yourself.
Really?
There we go. Yeah, dude, Gary is great at trolling people and making them believe something is real. Yes, absolutely.
We just been
I don't think
learning.
people believe him anymore.
I know a lot of people who fall for it, so no, you don't get to say that.
Yeah, stupid
Because
people fall for it.
I
Our
learned
cat is
from some of the
stupid.
people, because it's a trick that can be done to me very easily. Keith knows this. That if you say something to me with an absolutely serious demeanor, I will fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker, man. I'm getting yanked on the fishing line that day. It's happened to me way too many times.
But you're at least smart enough to investigate it and find out for sure.
Well, I'll look at them and go, really? And they'll go, yeah, totally. And I'll go, really? And they'll go, no, I made it up.
No.
All right. Edit. Undo.
Well,
This
listen,
annoys
I
me.
do have to go, but I will continue to listen. You
You got
guys
any
have
idea
a
what you're talking
fantastic
about
show.
today? I mean, Thursday?
I was going to say today, wow. Yeah, I have some idea what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday. A little bit.
Tell everybody.
I will be going into some of the latest about Paramount because, being a Star Trek fan, that's still a thing for me. And I think really all Star Trek fans now should be paying attention. There's a lot of pressure in terms of the pressure that's on for Kurtzman, the pressure that's on for the people that are in charge of the transition. I think the only people that aren't feeling pressure are the Ellisons. And that's because they got a lot of stuff to take care of. And I think personally, David Ellison would just rather be done with Kurtzman and his people, personally. I think after Section 31, which I heard the Ellisons didn't even know about until it premiered. They had never seen it. They didn't know it was coming. They saw it, and they were beyond pissed.
Oh,
at
really?
This point. Oh, yeah. It's killing the brand. It's killing all he's doing right now is killing the brand. I think the only thing that is saving him right now is the fact that he's got a contract. But it's a contract that will be ending next year, officially. And as part of the contract, whatever they are working on, if by the time the contract is officially up in July, there's a clause in there to allow them to finish any projects that they have. But as of right now, you're looking at they're going to try to do 5 seasons total of Strange New Worlds.
Wow.
And they are going to do they're at least going to try to have 2 seasons of Starfleet Academy done. There keeps being rumors of a movie, but I think a lot of that's just talk. At this point, I think David Ellison and his family are pretty much trying to keep everything to what it is right now, with nothing else popping up. And at this point, the idea seems to be that they could just as easily sign Kurtzman to a much longer contract, but it would have to be on the Ellison family's terms. And I hear he's rebelling against that because in order to keep everything that he wants to keep, they have to give the Ellisons Star Trek Legacy. But it has to be done the way that he doesn't want to do it. They want real Star Trek back. And they want it done the way that Terry Matalas would do it. Well, Terry Matalas is on a multi-year contract with Disney right now.
Oh, boy.
So the Ellisons are going to make Kurtzman pay by telling him, whatever deal we decide to make if we move forward with you better include Star Trek Legacy. And make it happen the way that Terry Matalas did it. Not the way you do things. They don't want any more Kurtzman's version of Star Trek. They want Star Trek to basically be what it was back when Rick Berman was running it, or how Terry Matalas was interpreting it. That's what they want. And so they're going to, the inside word is they're going to give Kurtzman one last chance.
Oh, and no, really?
Wait. If he cannot come up with something by this December, then everything that's out right now is all that there is, meaning Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy will be it. And those will run until July of next year. And then it's over. And then they will find someone else to run everything with. Now, as I said 2 weeks ago, the interview with Ronald D. Moore on Katie Sackhoff's show has set off a lot of people
Hmm.
in a good way, because she asked him if he still thinks about Star Trek. Does he still come up with ideas? He admitted that he does. When she asked him the golden question, would you want to return to that? He said, yeah, I wouldn't mind returning to it at all.
Well, he said that when they did the DS9 documentary, when he was talking with Bear and the guys in that room. He
Yeah, there was
clearly
no chance.
has a fire
there was
still
no-
in his belly for Star Trek,
Yes.
but he didn't want to work with Rick Berman and what's his name anymore. After they
Well,
screwed him over.
that's the thing. Well, time has passed. Time has passed. Now, here's the big deal on all of this. Turns out Ronald D. Moore actually had an idea that he did with oh man, what's that guy's name? He was one of the producers of The Expanse, one of the guys that worked on The Expanse, that actually worked on Star Trek. The two of them had an idea together that they were trying to pitch, I think, as a Star Trek type of story that they got rejected for. So he's still even willing to work with people that he had worked with before behind the scenes.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. So I think deep down, Ronald D. Moore wants to basically do what it seems like a lot of other Star Trek fans would love to do, which is have an opportunity to create, because that's the one thing he never got a chance to do. He did everything else under Star Trek except create a new Star Trek series. And that's the main reason why he left, because he was lied to about that. And the reason why
I've
they lied,
told that story before. What happened was it was like catching your wife in bed with somebody. He left the office there at Paramount, and they were still there. And he left. He forgot something, and he came back to the office and caught them planning Enterprise to move forward with it without him.
Because they knew what he thought about going backwards in time, which again, he was right. He was completely right.
Always.
Going backwards will not do anything but negative for any kind of storytelling that you want to do. And his rule was don't go backwards. Don't ever go backwards. Always go forwards. And he was, again, look at what happened. Berman retired. His ex-partner has gone on and done a few things, but nothing big like he has.
Yep.
You know, everybody, you got to me, Ronald D. Moore is probably the most successful creative behind the scenes to come out of Berman's version of Star Trek. And the fact that he still believes in this because he grew up a fan, he knows Trek backwards and forwards, and that he still thinks about it. He still comes up with ideas. I'm telling you right now, the Ellisons would be dumb not to at least approach him. Now, he's already got a God of War, I think it's a God of War TV series he's supposed to be working on. But I think if you approach him the right way and basically gave him enough money to basically just tell him, do whatever you think.
By the way, I want to point out, that's what Jason Momoa should be working on, not that fucking stupid Jack Black movie. He should be playing God of War. I swear to God, Jason Momoa has the worst fucking agent, or he's just a fucking idiot.
Oh my God!
Again, it's all this side stuff that people keep doing. Unless you are actually a fan, doesn't work, because people who don't understand comics, people who aren't versed in it, you can't do side stories. You can't take characters that aren't main characters and turn them into the centers of movies unless you are a fan of the character. Not meaning, oh, you're a fan of the version of the character you decided to write. No, you've got to be a fan. You can't skimp on that stuff. You want to, and this is the reason why more often than not, James Gunn is a little more successful than most. He is a comic book fan, and in my opinion, a much bigger comic book fan than Kevin Feige ever was. But he's a fan, so he can get away with doing a lot of weird stuff or picking obscure characters and putting them in, various movies and or TV shows. It's just that now he's running DC, and the unfortunate thing about DC is since they've been owned by Warner Brothers, they've never really celebrated their history. They've never really got into a lot of their the deep bench of characters they have. Marvel's got a deep bench of characters too, but that's never going to happen under Kevin Feige at this point. And I still will say, for all those that think that the pain is over, we're still gonna we still got a Wonder Man D+ series coming.
Oh yeah,
and that's gonna be trash because they decided to change Wonder Man's ethnicity, so they race swapped him by having probably one of the few actors in Hollywood who could actually play T'Challa if they just recasted T'Challa and basically brought the character back and they made him Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about let's see, this week is CinemaCon. So we're going to be hearing a lot about some upcoming films. God, one of these years, I'm just going to have to go to CinemaCon. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Since it was originally known as Show West. But I've always that's one convention I would not mind going.
Yeah,
in Vegas.
That one's getting bigger every year, and South by Southwest is getting bigger every year now too. That's
South by Southwest is just fun. That's just that's a party in a box. But Show West is a different kind of event. It's an event. It's a convention where they know not everybody can afford to go. So while it's crowded, it's not as crowded as, say, going to like San Diego Comic-Con. It's not that crowded at all.
Oh, this is
because they charge.
I don't know what show is Tom and Emmanuel talking about, because he says the name of it and she says it's still on TV there in France. Also, by the way, Vince Womack is here. Hey, buddy. Another hardworking wrench, man. Him and D-Bud are the two hardest wrenches right now.
The best.
Those two are always, and thanks for being here, Vince. I appreciate it, buddy. You said something important here. I loved BSG until the final season and the middle of the previous season, because it kind of went off the rails, and it became this whole religious thing that was really bizarre.
Yeah,
and then they painted themselves into a corner with the finale, and the finale was one of the biggest letdowns I've ever seen. That Cylons were where we came from, and I'm like,
partially,
that was goofy.
Partially. Remember, it's meant to be Cylons and humans together, but the whole religious thing was always a part of the show. They just didn't play it up as much as they did in the final season of the show, and they went really into it. Look, that's just the direction that they went. I'm still interested in seeing what Universal can come up with next, as far as doing another version of Battlestar Galactica.
I'm glad they dropped this latest version because it first started out they were going to base it more off the original series, and then it was like,
Mhm.
no, let's do it off of the Ronald D. Moore one. And I'm like, fuck off, guys! Don't bother with
Yeah.
it if you can't pay homage to the original Moore. Because I didn't
Yeah.
have a problem
Well,
with what Moore did, because look what he did in bringing some of the original people back to play other
well,
characters.
I would love to talk to Ronald D. Moore and actually try to understand what he and David Icke actually came up with compared to what was originally conceived by uh, by the previous team that had that idea before David Icke got it. Because David Icke and Ronald D. Moore were part of the second team to have that. Because the previous team got fired by Universal.
Hmm.
There's been no official explanation as to why they got fired. Because they had all of the motion behind them. According to the visual effects company that they were working with, the designs for the Cylons that ended up in the David Icke, Ronald D. Moore series were the designs for that version of Battlestar Galactica. So they used previous designs made by a whole different team on their version of BSG. And that was the Bryan Singer one. Bryan Singer's Battlestar Galactica is what Universal had. And in Bryan Singer's idea, he basically came up with an idea that was half between what Ronald D. Moore and David Icke did and the original series. And so when David Icke got the idea, when he got the rights to it after Bryan Singer and his partner got fired, he brought in Ronald D. Moore, and the two of them just sort of went all in on a more militaristic version of all of it,
Which I thought was
which is
good.
cool. No,
Yeah,
no,
I
I enjoyed the heck out of it. And
I also
again,
enjoyed that in the premiere episode, the pilot, that the movie that they made, that when they had the ceremony on the Battlestar Galactica, the music that was played live there is the theme from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, it's the colonial. It's the theme of the colonies for within the world of Ronald D. Moore's BSG.
Right. Yeah. That anthem sounding horn
Stu Phillips.
medley.
It's
Yeah.
Stu Phillips' original theme.
Yeah.
And,
It's cool.
And again, there have been fans that have created their own CGI battles, and somebody did a whole recreation of the battle from the original Battlestar Galactica using current day CGI, and it looked spectacular. I think you could get away with doing that, but you'd have to figure out, would you want to embrace the entirety of what the original series had, or would you want to do it with a little bit of a difference, just a small difference? And you wouldn't even have to touch anything that David Icke and Ronald D. Moore did. That's the whole thing. I think it could be done, but nobody's really. It's not like they're calling me up to ask how to do this. But
right.
As a fan, I would tell them, just do that. Just go to the original idea and have fun with it. Start from where the original series left off. Minus 40 years. or plus 40 years. You know, just start
They
from
would
there.
still be looking
'Cause-
for Earth. That's where I
Yeah,
would
where
be
they're
doing
looking
it.
for Earth. Yeah, don't go 1980 with it now. No,
What
let's
I
not
would
do
do
that.
Yeah,
is
that's what I mean.
absolutely base it off of the original Battlestar Galactica and start 40 years after Adam is
Yes.
dead. Have a much older Apollo, who's now the admiral
Right.
of the fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with all of the pay more attention to the give it a nice balance of politics and adventure, and pay attention to the family aspect, and you've got something going on. It definitely, to me, that idea sounds way better than Akiva Goldsman doing Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and Time Tunnel mixed together with Land of the Giants. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's a
Can you
bad
tell
idea to put
what baseball team John is a fan of? Joe, can you tell?
What's that now? Oh my God, the Cubs. Oh boy. Well, actually, that C looks more like the Bears C. It's got a point to the left-hand side,
Well,
but it's still Chicago.
It's Chicago, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
that Bears.
It's a hybrid, actually, of the. Yeah, I was fixing to say, take the point off of it if you want it to be Cubs. If you want it to be the Bears, you got to add the point back, and then you can't have the 45-degree slash on the ends of the opening of the C. You have to go ahead and draw those out to almost flat, to where they almost touch each other. It's a very small gap in between. Yeah. That's the difference between the two C's. It's the same town, Chicago, but yeah. Now,
Well, I mean, that town also has two baseball teams, Cubs.
Two
and
baseball
White Sox.
teams, one football team, basketball team,
and the baseball teams are at odds with each other.
Yes, they are, because they represent two different parts of the city. South, I think it's the south part of the city roots for the White Sox, and I think it's the northern part of the city roots for the Cubs.
Yep.
So, yeah, look,
That's
Keith,
it.
but while you've taken a breath, man, I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to meeting you. You know, I'm going to John's wedding, so I hear you're
I'm
in the party.
definitely looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that the other day, my wife and I, and we're really looking forward to this. I'm very happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I just hope to at least make myself look halfway decent.
Oh man, come on. Yeah, we all clean up okay. It'll be fine. Yeah.
I had my moments. I had to shave the other day because the wife had about had it. With me looking all scruffy, and it confused the grandchild, because he took one look at me and he's just like,
Who are you?
I was like, until I said so, I was like, it's me. What?
Well, when you get to be our age, man, unless we're going out in public to something like a wedding or something, we really don't pay attention to that stuff anymore.
I just let it grow because it's easier than continuing to cut my face every day.
Right. I mean, you take one look at, I can't even put on a shirt on a Monday morning. I'm still in my bathrobe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But that's what makes you cool. It's just.
Is that what makes you cool?
Is it?
I haven't figured
really
it out yet? I've been giving that a lot of thought.
Oh, too funny.
You know what? I vote for that makes you cool.
There you go.
Me?
I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you, buddy. I really am. I'm looking forward.
Nobody's looking forward to meeting me, because I plan to go to that wedding too.
Well, I'm looking forward to I didn't think you were going, but
I was hoping that I would catch a ride with Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well then, yes, we let me work that out with you, and
Listen,
I
I want to
will.
hear mom and dad fight in the car. I love doing that. It's my favorite thing in the world.
There it is.
You know what? The big thing is just we were talking about things like I was trying to find my cufflinks,
Yeah.
and she was giving me a hard time about it. I'm like, well, they're your cufflinks. I wouldn't know where they are. Like, man, I was just putting it out there. Where are my cufflinks? Have you seen my cufflinks?
Right.
She likes giving me a hard time anytime she can.
Yeah.
And that's really part of the job. Um, but yeah, we didn't know you were. I didn't know you were coming because John contacted me about the hotel and everything. So
Yeah,
but
remember I had put forth that if I could pick you up and get you there if you had a place to stay. So, we never talked more about it, but yeah, I think that's great. You're coming, Gary. I can't wait to meet you either, buddy. I didn't think you were going.
Fuck you. It's too
Gary
late now.
is Gary's a total package. Okay, let me at least put that out there. Bringing Gary to a party. Yeah, he is. He's a total package. Me, I do what I can to keep up. But Gary's a total package.
You're the
He
encyclopedia.
plan not to piss off Mel. That's the truth.
Well, I've got to figure out, like, if I am going, I've got to figure out where I'm going to stay, like at a hotel.
Man, I wish I could go.
Oh, Annabelle, yeah.
Because you're not leaving till the next day, right?
Let's see. According to what
Mel.
I've been informed.
By Mel. Go ahead.
According to the official itinerary, we will be leaving. We'll be leaving that Friday. So,
what day is the wedding?
It's on a Saturday. It's on Saturday the 25th, I believe.
So
it's the last Saturday in April.
On Friday, need a hotel that night, and then the wedding, and then leave Saturday.
It's Saturday.
No. We have a hotel. Or we got a 2-night stay. So we
I was
go up
to
on
say
Friday
we're staying
and
2 nights. We're driving up Friday, staying Friday night, and then everything's Saturday, and we're staying Saturday night, leaving
What
Sunday
city?
morning.
Kansas City?
No. It's I'll tell you off the air what city it's in, but
yeah,
it's not like you can fucking. Oh man, just type it in the private chat. Jesus Christ!
I don't know what it is. My wife does all the booking and stuff, so she's got the address and everything. But
did you put it in there, Keith? Did you put it
hold
in?
on.
Did you put it in, Keith? Is it in yet?
Wow! Wow!
Can you guys understand now why I enjoy slapping him so much?
There you go. Yeah, just beat on him. It's not going to change anything.
No, but it feels good.
It feels good for you, right?
That's true. As long as it feels good, then you keep doing what you love.
All right, let me look this up. Hey, John's here.
John Ostains. We're definitely going to do that. Yeah. I'll be doing it on my show that I do on Wednesdays with John, and I'm sure these guys will be sharing stuff on their shows.
Hi, Meph. Hi, John.
Morning, Mephisto.
Vin Zinger's here too. Hi, Vin. Low Spec Linux is here. What's up?
Yeah, you guys will have to keep an eye on our community pages too, because I know I'm going to be posting stuff on my community page on YouTube. So during the actual wedding, I'll be shooting all kinds of pictures because I'm not in the party. Keith's in the wedding party, so I get to take all the pictures. So, there you go.
Keith,
yeah.
Before you go, you have 2 questions that I've been waiting for you to.
What dates?
Attention. There you go. That's the first one.
I'll put it in the private chat, man. I know the dates. I know. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
I'm trying to look up hotels and prices.
Yeah. I didn't hear what your first question was.
Oh, it's on screen. Bill Barkley wants to
Yeah,
know what your.
You got to
your
read,
thing-
Tease. I know it's hard.
Oh, jeez. Let me tell
Oh,
you,
jeez.
man.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
They
Oh,
should go
jeez, I knew
ahead.
it.
They should have gone ahead and hired a marketing team or hired the marketing team that's been in charge of all of the Deadpool films. It wouldn't have taken as long, and it would have been funny and very memorable. I can't even begin to tell you how much money they spent on that thing, but oh man, that was not good. That was just not good. And there are still more names. There are still more people that are going to be in it. That's the thing about it. That's 5.5 hours, and you didn't get through all of the names? Really? I mean, Tom Hiddleston and his wife are both going to be in the film? Okay. Hey, people are having fun. People do what they will, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know about you guys. I'm Chris Evans out. I don't know what is in their head for fucking bringing him back.
I just think of it this way. There's probably, out of everybody they named, I can honestly say there's about 4 or 5 people I'm really excited about, and the rest I could care less. That's what it comes down to. And in no way am I excited to see this movie the way that I was for Infinity War and Endgame.
No.
Which means Fantastic Four better be something. I'm not expecting that movie to be fantastic. I'm hoping that it's just watchable at this
Pun
point.
intended.
Maybe. But I look, as far as the superhero film of the summer, my money is on Superman.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going with Crypto.
Yeah.
Over
though
Herbie.
he may be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the battle of the mascots. It's Crypto versus Herbie, and my money's on Crypto.
Right. I'm actually making the drive to Dallas because my brother and I have seen every new iteration of Superman together. The last time I went to Dallas for a Superman movie was back when Man of Steel came out. I drove over there and we went and saw it together. Yeah. So we'll be. I'll be making the trek over there. It's not far from me though. I'm only 20 minutes from the. I'm right down I-20 from there. We're only 20 minutes from the Texas border here. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. And a lot of people they're questioning it from the trailer and all this stuff. And I'm like, look, guys, everything you could say what you want about Gunn and the way he does things and his arrogance and all that other stuff. I've never seen a movie that he's made that just I didn't like. So I'm giving the guy the benefit of the doubt until he proves me wrong. So
I do have one of these movies that I didn't like, but that's for another discussion.
Right.
And Keith, the second question is it's on screen.
AI movie Karen Unleashed.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, I will send you a link to it later. It's a fake trailer for an unexpected movie, but it's 100% made with AI. And to be honest, I'd love to watch that movie.
I watched it with Chris Gore, and I loved it.
There's a trailer that I just found that I think everybody should watch. Actually, it's a short film. It's called Mario in The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the character of Mario, and he winds up in the same hotel as The Shining.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and you got to see it. You
What
can
is
find
this?
it on YouTube.
It's called Mario.
Mario in The Shining.
All right, I'm gonna go check that out.
That I enjoyed that. That was kind of, especially if you are a fan of the movie The Shining. Yeah, you have some fun with that one. But
Is that
yeah,
on YouTube?
yep, it's on YouTube.
Which one is the right one?
Okay, let's see. Um,
I don't think it's that one. Keith?
hold on, I'm trying to see. I'm on my phone, so everything's a lot smaller.
That's what she said.
Jesus.
Wow. Okay, Mario and The Shining. If you go back up to where you have those pictures of Mario, I'd say, yeah, that's it, right there.
So it's just a short
That
video.
first one. Yeah. It's got sound, so if you want to watch it again, it definitely has sound and everything else.
So this is a fan made film on YouTube. Is that what I'm understanding? Yep. Okay.
Oh, get ready to be sued by Nintendo.
Right.
Why?
Oh my God!
Oh
Is
no,
it
not
AI
the
made?
turtles.
I don't
Oh no.
You have to hear what they say. They ask him to come play with them, and he goes, okay, let's go.
Oh no. Was Mario there? Yes.
He was there
He was
all
there
along.
all along.
Like I said, there is, it's actually got dialogue and stuff, but I can, yeah. Anyway, that was funny. I mean, I just had a good time watching that one. Say one more reference to the Shining outside of watching it in a Steven Spielberg movie.
I'm looking at Tom Baker's comment about what Gary's drawing. That's pretty funny.
What?
He says, Gary, is that a drawing of a gas station employee dealing with a customer that didn't pay for his gas?
You can say that.
That's great.
Because I used to work in a gas station, and I had somebody put a gun in my face once. And
So you could be channeling your past aggression.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, that's too good. But yeah, Gary, I'm looking forward to meeting both of you guys. I really am.
If I can
that's gonna
afford
be a
this
fun time.
room, I just looked at it and it's 111 for the Friday, Saturday night. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off because I don't make money.
Yeah.
111.
Yeah.
Wrong one. I think we're doing an Airbnb. I think. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't purchase these things.
They are not that much cheaper though these days.
Nah.
You pay almost the same and end up to have to do the cleaning yourself. So,
But I'd prefer to do the Airbnb though. I like that better. I really do. We've done it a few times, and I haven't had a bad experience yet. We've been to in Florida, New Orleans, and every time it's been a good experience. So
you just need to make sure you don't pay a crazy cleaning fee.
right, yeah.
Because they have you do all the stuff, and then they slap on like 200 for cleaning. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you got to worry about. But look, the queen of when I start shopping, prices drop. Yeah, she's going to be watching out for that. Believe me. But yeah, man, looking forward to it. Happy for John. Very happy for John. John's been making some good moves in his life.
Oh yeah. Oh, look, John's always been good people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just a great guy to know, and his wife is just aces. I should say his fiance. They're not officially. They're not officially married yet. I didn't mean to skip over all of that, but
no, don't want to skip the process. But yeah, Allie is a great girl. She really is.
Yeah, I liked it when I met her. She was really sweet.
Yeah, they drove down all the way to meet me.
Well, you're worth it.
Yeah.
I met the coolest people in these 12 days, and I wish the process wasn't so slow for getting me over.
Yeah, because I mean, it would be great having you around. Be very good. That way you can meet my grandson.
We'll get there.
Of course, he'll be talking any day now. So
any day now.
Any day now.
But yeah, that'll. I'm looking forward to all of this. This is just. I really, really, really like spending time with all you guys. I can't wait to meet Martin though.
So it's gonna take a little more time. I
know.
Regretfully, I couldn't. I will not be attending John's wedding. Besides, or in spite of all of my planning, and I don't have the visa yet, and I couldn't get a date suitable for the travel. I mean, they gave me a date for May.
Wow.
Yeah.
US visa or something, man.
Oh, and now it's even worse. I've been trying to reprogram it every day, and every day the nearest available slot is even farther and farther.
That sucks.
That sucks.
Wow.
So I'm lucky to have one for May.
Well, again, I'm just looking forward to meeting you, man. You know, I keep telling my wife about you. So
Oh my God. She will let me in the house.
No pressure. No pressure.
She will let me in the house now.
Well,
No pressure.
I mean, but also, you know, you've interacted with my brother James, and my brother Mike's been on a couple times, and I think you've interacted with everybody but my twin brother. So my youngest brother's looking forward to meeting you, and yeah, I mean, it's just, there are there's quite a few family members that occasionally will watch some of the shows. And besides Gary, I mean, you're the other person on the list they want to meet. I mean, Gary's already met my brothers, so.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your brothers.
They seem to like Gary more than me. So,
Oh, that can't be true.
I'm not kidding. You think I'm kidding? I mean,
What's
They're
that?
telling you that they're just being brothers.
Something tells me they want to trade up.
Straight up
Nah.
to you, man.
Nobody wants that.
That's funny.
But no, it's my brother James. Thinks Gary's just all kinds of cool.
The bee's knees.
And
When I was in the garage, when I was working in the garage, they would always poke their heads in to say hi to me. It was nice.
and ever since you created that theme for Morning Coffee with Keith, it's just James just thinks, wow, Gary can do anything. So
That theme is great.
And I mean, it's the reason why Gary actually created a whole theme and not just a segment. He added to it because James wanted to hear more. So
Somebody just joined us.
Yes.
It's the Canadian.
Commander Crusader.
Yeah.
Where are you throwing, mister? Where are you throwing? Show them to the world.
Yeah, bring up the fallen angel. That thing looks cool.
Well, so far I have to peruse through pages.
There's Mike. What's up,
Yeah.
man?
Well, just went through orientation today and got to start
Are
at
you
7 a.m.
oriented?
tomorrow. I am oriented.
You have been
That's
oriented.
another word that pisses me off that the English fucked up. They say orientated. It's like, no, it's oriented.
Oriented.
It's a simple fucking word.
Yeah,
I never heard that, Gary.
It's a made-up
I
fucking
have.
word, orientated. Oh, fuck off with that word.
I've never heard that. I grew up on British English.
Well,
thank
good morning
you.
to you, Gary. Jeez.
I grew up on English television, and it always annoyed me. It's like I heard somebody say that to me at work one time, many, many years ago. It's like, we got to go through orientation. I went, yeah, so you can be orientated. And I'm like,
The fuck?
it's oriented.
Orientated.
Yeah,
okay.
that's an English thing. Orientate. And it's like, fuck off. Stop making up words. Stop adding extra consonants to words.
I
They
have
don't
never heard
exist.
that.
Fine.
I mean, you
So
can't
I
even
was
say the fucking word
oriented.
data.
Data, whatever.
Ostains, let me tell you something. This is a channel of nerds for nerds.
Big
And
time.
we have always said this
Oh,
thing
John knows that.
on the
John knows
on the
that.
back. We say, "Oh my God, Kid's grandson is the luckiest grandson ever."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, by the
no doubt.
way, many people don't know this. I'm also a grandpa.
yes,
My granddaughter lives right here in Springfield.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I mean, I knew you were a granddad. I didn't know she was so close.
Yep.
And now you
When
know.
you were here,
the rest
I
of the
took you
story.
right by where she lives.
Okay, I'm going full CW mode. Why didn't you tell me that before?
Why didn't you tell me you had one of those things?
My world is a lie now.
it's an episode of Arrow now.
Yeah, I know, because that's where it started with me, was when he came back and that woman is like, why didn't you tell me? He goes, I did tell you. He goes, yeah, but you told so and so first, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ, really? That's what this
Really?
is
High
about?
That's
school.
your issue?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
You know
geez.
what? I liked the actors of the show. I just didn't like the way that the writing devolved. And
It did. It totally devolved into teen angst bullshit.
Yes. It was all about the support characters before it was over with. And yeah.
and that's how the Flash devolved after a while. You know? Oh, what?
Look,
I
I will say
started
this.
watching that show, I think season 3 is when it
Yeah.
started. And I just stopped all out.
The
Just
biggest
quit watching.
crime that show did, and I'm sure it had everything to do with budget because they would have had to use a lot of CGI. The biggest crime they did was not have Gorilla Grodd be the heavy for an entire season. That was
right.
a huge crime.
That would have been
You
awesome.
know what?
I concur.
I disagree. That's up there.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was not having Metamorpho when they had Simon Stagg on the show.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
They did an entire episode. They had Simon Stagg and no Metamorpho at all. Or to make all those references to Green Lantern and not have Green Lantern at all. No Hal Jordan at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, okay, it's nothing but endless teasing, like in high school.
Yeah.
So
You bastards.
I dipped out of the Flash and Arrow right about the same time. For both shows, it's season 3. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you and I are bothered by the same shit.
Yeah, it was just they had the Huntress on Arrow.
Yeah, they
Yet,
did.
For some reason, they got rid of the character and did other things, and it's just like, wait a minute, why'd you do that? Well, we need more female heroes. You had one. You had one. And why
And you
didn't you stick
totally.
with her?
Yeah. Why didn't you do that? It's
And it's dumb stuff like that you do that enough times, and what happens? You get Batwoman. That's what
Oh my
happens
God.
when you fool around and find out.
yeah.
You get Batwoman.
FAFO, no doubt. Right? Yikes.
I'm still mad about that show.
We have
Well,
Fleming
you should be.
here.
As well, you should be.
I like that. Nice to see someone using a pencil.
Yeah, you know Glenn Fleming's going to give us hell about doing digital stuff, no doubt. He's the old schooler of the bunch, no doubt. I do pencils, young man. Look, check it out. This is
He's
a
same age as
photograph
us.
of the actual pencils that I did.
He's old
right?
like us, Joe. We can't call him old man, young man. He's same age as us.
I know.
There's
I
nothing
know.
happening here.
But it's just my default setting. See, this is a pencil sketch. I did this with pencil, Glenn, and took a photograph of it. All right. I do use old school stuff. It's a blending of technologies. Okay. I use old school and new school.
Yeah, you're the hybrid here.
Oh,
Pencil.
what is this pencil thing you keep talking about?
Yeah, I know.
What is this
After
mystery object of legend?
Here, let
You
me
guys
show you
need
the
to
history.
behave
Hang on a
better.
second. Let me switch cameras.
Yes.
We have Penny in chat, guys. Behave.
No,
I am behaving.
Penny,
I am behaving. Yeah.
Penny had to leave us.
Here you
She
go.
had to leave us.
Pencils,
Oh.
boys and girls. Pencils. I got a ton of them.
Yes, unused pencils.
They are. What do you mean unused? My friend, you see how short this one is? Come on, man. How short this one is?
Yeah,
I mean, I use them all the time.
that's right. Come on, man. What are you talking
Come on,
about?
man.
You are
Hey.
forcing my.
I
You
use
gentlemen
pencils.
are forcing my hand, so I will have to do it.
True internet suffered the pressure.
That's right.
My favorite soundbite you've got, man. That is awesome.
All I know is I draw by myself, and I do draw, but I'm not always happy about it because sometimes I just
so lonely inside, real alone. I'm so lonely.
So Rory.
Did you need some more? Hold on, I'll give you
That's
some more.
funny.
I'm so lonely, so lonely, so lonely inside, real alone.
I'm just a lonely artist.
Oh man. Oh geez.
What am I to you? Breadcrumbs?
Roll.
Oh,
Oh man.
We have too much fun together, boys and girls. Too much.
I do enjoy doing this, man. Just hanging out with you guys. This is fun.
Yeah.
Well, there's no agenda to it. You don't have to do homework. You just show up and have a good time, talk to each other.
That's right.
Exactly. I really like that too. Although I would have all the time in the world to do research now, but whatever.
Yeah, we need to get you over here.
I know. Well, the thing that sucks is that I have to apply for jobs now. And doing that, knowing that it'll be only for a couple of months, sucks because I feel like I betray my future coworkers should I land a gig. Then drop out just a couple months in.
Have they ever done anything nice for you?
Yeah, that's a silly thing.
No, that's how I'm wired.
Yeah, but
because I've had colleagues drop out.
It's wrong. It's wrong thing because you don't owe anybody anything but yourself.
I can tell you.
They don't make decisions. They don't make decisions based on that either. They understand that you are not friends. You're coworkers.
That is not it. I feel like a phony just pretending to be interested in getting a job because I'm not. But I have to apply to whatever they sent me, and I have to apply on my own.
I don't consider that
lose
phony.
the money.
I consider that just fucking real.
'Cause she's Rory.
I am lonely here. I am having a long distance relationship.
So Rory.
Well, that was fun.
Long distance is hard, man, and it's only almost 3 years now.
Wait, did it crash?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's okay.
Rory.
I do have a job thing to go to tomorrow. It's like a casting for wages.
I will put here this while you get it up again.
While you
forget about my pronunciation and focus on getting it up again.
With a pencil.
Whoa!
Check him out.
Yeah.
That's pretty good,
What
man.
sorcery is this?
It's not bad. It's all right.
So that's all right.
Okay, Beth has got something to say.
Wish you would join us too.
Listen, everybody. I do have to go. I got to complete my errands.
Take care, brother.
Talk to everyone.
See you at the end of the month, brother.
Hey, Keith. I'll take care, buddy.
Okay.
Bye, Keith.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Ah. I screech like a 12-year-old girl whenever I screw up. I swear. So, Gary?
That's me.
How you feeling about the book, man? Feeling
I'm
good?
fairly happy with the way things are going.
Barely.
I wish I had longer to work on things. I have to stop because I can only work for a couple hours
I know.
at a time.
So many pages to go.
Anima, you want to tell them what I said last night?
The answer is a shit ton.
No, I don't have that many pages to go. Like in this chapter, Hit screen, file, save. Before I do anything, I want to save
You
that
do have
file
cleanups
open.
to do, so it's not just about
I
finishing
have a
the
few
pages that you
cleanups,
haven't
but
done yet.
mostly I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Ah,
and a half. 7.5 to finish on this chapter.
right on.
This one's done, but I got to redraw these 2 pages. So 1 whole page for that chapter.
Okay.
Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to do on that one. I'll count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on that chapter. I still have a lot of pages fucking done. I got half of this page to draw, got to ink this, and finish drawing this page. I penciled half the page. Those are actual pencils. Actually, a lot of this was penciled on paper.
Actual pencil? Say it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was away. I was sitting at a friend's table, and I just grabbed, do you have any paper? Yeah. Do you have a pencil? Yeah. And I drew some pages out because it hits me suddenly how I want it drawn. And I have
Right.
to go from there.
Got to do it right then. Don't lose it.
The chapter 1 intro is completed. This is completed. This one I showed you already. This is the one I'm working on right now, this chapter. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages.
Yeah, you already said that at the beginning, though. So I tried to keep track. So that's about 30 pages that you need to do.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That page turned out. I really like this page. I like that page a lot.
Yeah.
This page is cool because he's trying to flirt with her.
There's Keith.
And I actually have a panel, by the way, where he actually does on his prosthetic leg, he does the Charlie Chaplin dance.
Oh, wow.
For her.
Oh, really?
Chain.
Nice.
Yeah, on his new prosthetic leg. And he just makes her laugh. Because that's the sort of stupid shit that I would do. Because I do stupid shit all the fucking time.
What?
For my woman. Because I love my woman. And so I say stupid shit all the time.
He's a
I know
weirdo.
it's gonna make me look stupid, but I don't care because I love her so much.
Oh,
You're so gay for me.
I know.
You too, Mike.
Why is my pencil not drawing?
I know.
We're all gay for each other here.
Look out.
'Cause I'm Rory.
So
That song just really gets stuck in the head.
Yeah,
It does. It does. Crap.
Especially if you really are lonely.
Right.
God knows.
If I didn't have my cat, man, I don't know.
Thanks.
No, I mean, when my ex dumped me back then, if it wasn't for my 2 cats, I don't know if I would still be here.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess.
that's true.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have made it to this point. Jesus Christ.
Don't let them rattle you, chick. They trolling.
I know.
They trolling.
It's what they're good at.
We would never troll. You can ask John about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right?
That's impossible for us to do.
Impossible.
Yeah.
How you say it in
We are
Canada?
Yeah. 'Cause it's not really a word, and therefore we're not really trolling.
Did you have your election already up there?
No, we still got to wait 29 days for that to happen. So, but
Oh, you're so
either
gullible.
way, I know. But either way, we will see what happens.
Yes, sir. We shall see.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens down here between now and then.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Because it's going to have an impact on your election. It is.
It's
You
right.
know? So,
You know,
mm-hmm.
it's gonna be so good, so good.
I see the whole political climate in the whole world, and I'm still
Look-
hopeful for an asteroid.
Yeah.
Still hopeful for an asteroid.
That's what he said.
Give
Hey,
it time. Give it time.
Eventually, one has to hit Earth. They can't
Right.
erase us.
They hit us all the time.
Yeah.
Not the big ones.
It's why you got.
I think he's looking more for the cataclysmic one. Yeah.
Right.
The
Yeah.
big ones are all like John. They keep missing.
Like a poor marksman, you keep missing the target.
Oh, got some Star Trek in here. Nice. Well done.
Hell yeah, man. Look, I'm not as big a nerd about Star Trek as Pop Culture Minefield and
Oh.
everybody affiliated with it, but I am an OG fan. I'm a fan of the captain that shoots first and asks questions later. Okay, that James T. Kirk is my hero. Always was growing up, and the only
Yeah.
the only iteration of Star Trek I've watched more is Enterprise with Bakula. That's the only one.
I liked Bakula.
I
Tom,
did
I
too.
think it was Tom said something about not being a nerd, and
Yeah.
what you are is a cinephile, which is really what I am. But underneath being a cinephile, I'm also a big fucking nerd. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Well, technically, I am a nerd
Yes.
because geeks are fans of sci-fi. Nerds are the science guys
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
are
real
that are into-
science.
that are into geekdom. And a lot of people don't know the difference. There is the difference between being a geek and being a nerd. And a nerd can be a geek, but a geek isn't always a nerd
No.
because they're not always like into the sciences and shit. What do you think of that face? Is that pretty good?
Great.
I
I
just
like
fixed
it.
I wasn't happy with the way I drew it, so
Look
Why?
like Ted Raimi.
Yeah.
Who?
I like drawing Ted Raimi. You know, I painted him for a movie poster.
I know.
It's
tell.
like he got his hand stuck in the cookie jar and he got caught by his mom.
Yeah, it's a great expression, bro. It looks good.
Let me find OneDrive.
Martine, did you see Ostein's offer?
Yeah, I don't think my wife would be okay with that.
Right.
You have a whole
What the hell?
family up there. And cats.
Yeah.
Because that's
There we
the
go.
thing
This
about us
was-
cat people. We're a package deal.
Oh,
How do
we
we open
we
that?
have a Ted Raimi admirer in the chat.
Mm.
Can you blow that up, Gary? There
Yeah,
we go.
I had to open it.
Mhm.
This is the poster I did for Josh Becker's film Warpath. And I became friends. I'm now friends with this gentleman. He sent me a friend request the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm also friends with the guy who did some of the effects for it. And he also worked on a little film called Killer Clowns from Outer Space. He sent me a friend request, and we are now friends. And this gentleman here, that's Joaquin. He's a good buddy of mine. He's former law enforcement and canine officer. And when he retired, he adopted his canine and took him
Nice.
home with him. And there's Ted. And
Yep.
the whole idea is I needed to make it look like the poster from Amzell did, Richard Amzell. It's called The Shootist.
The Shootist, yeah.
And I borrowed from that poster to do this one.
That's nice.
And good old Ted Raimi. He wasn't sure if he went, and by the way, I also get to put my name on my artwork. He was funny about being on the poster because he's only in one scene. And I think he's got a little bit of a big head. Because I don't want to look like I'm the star of the movie when I'm only in one scene. It's like, don't worry, I'm relegating you to a corner.
Right. Worry not.
I understand how posters work. That the bigger the face, the more prevalent they are, and that's these two. So there you go.
Nice. But yeah,
Yeah,
you
I've
got
got
the expression on that guy down pretty good, I think.
And I'm trying to make him Mexican. Because I felt like the character should be a minority.
Mm-hmm.
Not here.
Well, we're in Seattle.
Because one of the things I focus on in the story is how he helps these local shop owners be protected. And so in one of the side stories that was written by Mac, they did interviews. And that's actually, I'm pulling a part of that in and rewriting it to fit in this story, because I'm going to have a couple of pages where we show Tedesco interviewing people that have, been robbed and then saved by Vindicated. Or we never call him that in the book. It's just the vigilante, the Seattle vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
That the name Vindicated is actually the name of the company they make. It's
Vindicated
it's Vindicated Inc. And what it is it makes airsoft like stuff, fake guns, fake armor,
Right.
Oh, that's perfect.
and there's even a joke. He goes, "Holy crap, we got our own bat cave." Bill says that because the upper warehouse is where all the fake stuff is, the airsoft type guns and airsoft armor and all the gear, fake grenades. Then below it, in the lower section of the warehouse, is the real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because he found a warehouse that's half on land and half over the water. And it's the half over the land that has the sub basement where they have their bat cave. I just thought
That's
that
cool,
would be
man. That's cool.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
I like that part of it is over water. That gives interesting possibilities.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting into what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
So, thoughts on Working Man? Number
I'm
one at
wanting
the
to see
box
it.
office this weekend.
I'm so happy for Chuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Dixon's story, right? Mm-hmm. Yep.
That reminds me.
That reminds you
Yes.
of
What is Snow White
what?
at now on IMDb? Oh, it's back to 1.6. Damn it.
What? Ouch.
Oh, well.
Oh, you talking about the rating for the film? Oh, good lord.
Yeah. I
A
know.
movie that should not have been made.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely horrible.
of which we don't speak of.
Right?
That's why I'm never going to watch.
Oh yeah. Safe bet.
So Rory.
One of the musical artists I introduced Anima to, I don't know if you guys were ever fans, was Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross, yeah. Sailing? He did
Yeah,
sailing. Right?
dude. he did his first album was so incredible, and his failure after that was because he bought in too much into his own hype.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to so many artists,
And
and
it's
he
sad.
stopped
but it
working with
does.
his band. Made it all about himself, and it really kind of sucks because that guy had so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talented, no doubt.
The next big song he did was on his second album was Laura,
Mm-hmm.
which they used for the soap opera.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. See, the only one I remember is Sailing. That's the only one I remember.
Yeah. Same here.
Ride Like the Wind was another hit.
That's
off the
right.
album.
Ride Like the Wind. I do. Okay, I do remember that one too.
And then he did the song Arthur's Theme, which he co-wrote with Peter Allen.
That was that's for the movie with Dudley Moore, right?
Arthur, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's one I'm gonna have to do on one of my watch-alongs because that's one of my favorite movies ever. Good Lord.
Yeah, I introduced Anima to it. She really enjoyed
Dudley
it.
Moore is one of the funniest dudes
Which
ever.
one?
Arthur.
Oh God, yes. What a great film.
Aren't waiters fantastic? They're like Santa Claus. You
I
ask them
love
for things,
Feel
and they
Good.
bring them to you.
He says, I'm going to go ahead and get into the bath. Would you like me to wash your cock?
Dude, his butler. What was his name?
John Feelgood.
I forget.
I can't remember the character's name, but he's so fucking great.
He stole every scene he was in, man. And he was, I
Absolutely.
believe, he was nominated for an Academy Award for that movie. I don't think he won, but I'm pretty sure he was nominated. I love it when he's leaving, seeing Liza Minnelli, at her apartment, behind Arthur's back, and gives her the dress and everything, right? And
Yep.
clues her into what's going on, and he's coughing, and she goes, "Have you seen a doctor about that?" He goes, "Yes, and he has seen me."
Great line. Hi, Gambit.
I mean, he is so sarcastic in that whole movie, and it's just so great, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love him in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I became a John Gielgud fan because of one fucking movie role. What a fucking actor.
Yeah, I tell you, the only other one I remember him in growing up was Chariots of Fire. He was head of one of the colleges that was passing judgment on the Jewish kid, I think, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Abraham's, the guy that had the coach, and it got him in trouble because he had a coach, and it was supposed to be, amateur, right? And that movie right there, a lot of people think it's a snooze fest and stuff. I love that movie. I love good period pieces, and that's one of the best period pieces I've ever seen. Of course, everybody remembers the piece of music that went to number one. It was a huge hit.
Oh, yeah.
But man, let me tell you, that movie, that's one of those drop the remote movies. If I see it's on, I watch it. I just think everybody in it's fantastic, and I love the stories. The contrast between the two. You had the one guy that really was doing it reluctantly. He was fantastic, natural at it, but he was so into his faith that he people had to tell him, "Hey, this is an avenue for you to spread your faith. By doing this, you'll get noticed," that kind of thing. And then you had Abrahams, who was driven to just be the best because he had a chip on his shoulder because of his upbringing and stuff. I thought it was just a fantastic movie. I really did. Love that movie. And John Gielgud was good in it. He wasn't in it very long, but he was ahead of one of the colleges. So
he was one of those actors who was quietly gay,
mm-hmm.
and I think he was like the first person to ever trigger my gaydar.
Really?
So I'm like, he's a puff, isn't he?
We lost one of those Saturday. One of those fellas that he really wasn't out about it, but we all knew it. Richard Chamberlain. He
Chamberlain, yeah.
Yeah.
And oh man, it broke my dad's heart when he found out he was gay, because Chamberlain looks a lot like my dad, and my dad always liked that. That this Dr. Kildare character looked like him, and then finding out that he was a puff was like broke. Made my dad angry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, let me tell you something. I dig the actor. He's in. I've probably said it several times, but Towering Inferno is one of my favorite movies ever, and he's the guy that caused the fire in it. He was the arrogant son-in-law that was banging everything in town except for the daughter. And
that was where he began to rise as a star, right in the 70s.
Yep.
But we also lost Bruce Glover, same day.
Really?
Yeah. That's Crispin Glover's dad. He's I think most people remember him for just one role, because he was one of the weird brothers, or the gay couple, whatever the fuck they were in Diamonds Are Forever with Sean Connery.
Right.
And they skipped holding hands. It's so fucking weird. They were assassins that
I remember.
I never understood there. He played Alan Quatermain, I think, in 3 movies. Didn't he do 3? He did
Chamberlain?
one with Louis. Yeah, he did one with Louis Gossett Jr. There were campy, bad movies by Canon. Canon Globus Productions. But I fucking loved them.
Yeah.
And but Chamberlain was great. Bruce Glover, one I always remember him for is the movie what's it called? Chinatown with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he was in Chinatown. Yeah.
He was one of the detectives that worked with Geddes. Friends with him. Except, even though he's the one pulling him away at the end, he's the one that grabs and pulls him away. The other detective grabs him, and when Jake looks back, the other guy says, "Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown."
It's Chinatown. Yep.
Fucking great movie. Neo noir.
Cool stuff, man. The the sequel, The Two Jakes, not as popular, but I thought
it was really good, but it cost Nicholson his friendship with the writer that created Jake, because he didn't have a problem with him playing Jake. He had a problem with him directing it, Nicholson.
Yeah.
And
that was his directorial debut, wasn't it?
And he didn't direct again.
No, never did.
Such a bad experience. He just never wanted to do it again.
But it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't near
Chinatown I liked the
level,
film.
but it was a good flick.
Harvey Keitel was great in it.
The Two Jakes. I just always remember the scene where the gas explosion happens while he's there.
Yeah, that's where Keitel self-deletes.
Yeah.
At the end, because he knows about the gas natural gas.
Yep. Nerds drawing and talking movies. I had a good time with Deleted Scenes last night. I was on his Reserved Seats show, and we were talking horror movies last night. I haven't talked about those in a long time.
Horror or slasher films, because a lot of people conflate them.
Well, no, we got into straight up horror, man. He was talking about the Poughkeepsie Files, and I'm gonna have to watch that movie. He introduced me to that one last night.
Good film.
I've never seen it, but it sounds like a scary movie. Yeah, about a very gruesome dude. Yeah, it looks very interesting to me. So I'm gonna have to check that one out. If you don't know, guys, it's about a serial killer, and they find the evidence of all these killings he's done after the fact. It's all on tape. He's recorded everything, and they're going through them, and it sounds very Silence of the Lambs-ish to me, but more in a documentary style. Would you say, Gary? Kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a found footage type thing.
Yeah.
But it does have that documentary feel to it, which is what they were going for.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I could talk movies all day, man. But yeah, Richard Chamberlain passing away. That one hurts, man. I know he's 90. We want to see our heroes live forever, and the older we get, the more heroes we lose every year from our childhood.
Yeah, the one I'm not prepared for is Shatner.
Shatner and Eastwood, both of them. When they go, yeah. It's going to be crushing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
It is.
And they both keep trucking along.
Thank God.
Yeah. And Shatner hasn't changed, apparently. Those of you that watch my Wednesday show, my good buddy Knock went to a convention up in the Virginia area, and he was there. And he said at his panel, he gets so sidetracked talking about, stuff like we do doing a show. We'll get off on a tangent, just roll, right?
Right.
He said that he answered there was a huge line of people to ask him questions, and he answered 2 questions and ran over 8 minutes and didn't give a shit that he was running over. Yeah. I think you're right. I think Eastwood will go first, man. I want Shatner.
Yeah, he aged.
Will the death of Sakai?
It seemed like he would never get old, and then like you didn't see him for a couple of years. Then like you see an interview with him, and he's like this fucking thin-necked, fucking gruesome old man.
Right.
He did not age well.
No, he didn't.
Last couple of years.
Clint looks like he's been rode hard and put up wet, no doubt. Just like half the horses from his movies. So, yep.
I do like that story though with him. That he doesn't say action. He says, "Okay." He says, "Okay, go ahead, start." That's all he does. And come to find out why is because all those years working on westerns, he learned that when they yell action, it startles the horses.
No doubt.
Huh.
And so he never said action. And actors really like that. He'll just say, "Okay, go ahead."
Right.
Roll cameras. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. He did that, and somebody asked him why he did that, and he said because he learned that saying action, doing all those westerns, it startled the horses, and he thought if it affects the horses, it affects the actors too, and he didn't want to startle the actors. He just wanted them to do their jobs.
Wow, that sounds cool. I love Clint. My dad is a big autograph collector. I stand behind Alec Baldwin, just not in front of him. You go, Tim. You go.
Oh, he said that last.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Tim is
recycling your jokes, Tim. he made that joke last night with me.
God,
it's a good joke.
Me. I had a thought. I forgot. But yeah, it'll come to me.
I stand with him, not behind him.
There's only one Baldwin that we care for.
Yeah, he left Twitter and it pisses me off because he was a lot of fun to read.
He doesn't like the socials. He did an interview with the Salty Nerds and wouldn't even be on camera. It was phone in only. He doesn't like all that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Those are looking good. So Rowan Reed.
Oh God, stop it!
This part I struggle with.
That fucking earworm.
so Rory.
Sharari.
Oh, not
I'm
you.
so Rory. Shit.
So Rory.
Oh,
I
I
know.
told you it would come to me. I told you it would come to me.
Right.
My father is a huge autograph collector. Half of the stuff you see on the walls behind me are wedding gifts from him. When I married Rhonda a couple of decades ago, and he has my collection. When I was in the club business, whenever we'd have a show come through, I was the assistant promotion manager at the club I worked at, and whenever there was somebody came through that I loved, I would do their portrait on the lobby card, and my managers would go backstage and get it signed for me after the show. And my favorite one is my favorite comedian ever, Sam Kinison. Saw him 2 weeks before he died in '91, and but anyway,
Did you kill him?
no, I didn't kill him. A drunk
Okay.
driver. Now Kennison had stopped drinking, was in recovery, all that good stuff, and just got married, and he was killed by a drunk driver on a 2-lane road between Vegas and
Yeah, and his death is so bizarre
it is, yeah.
with what he said.
But what I was trying to get to was you find out a lot about those stars. What Dad does is he's got a pre-written letter that he sends them, tells them about his military service, and that this is not for resale. This is for his private collection and everything. He sends them the 8x10 they want signed, and he also sends them an envelope to send it back, pre-posted and everything, right?
Right.
And for instance, like you find out one of my favorite actors ever, Bruce Willis, signs with an auto pen. I was so let down when I found that out. I was like, oh man, really?
That's evil.
But Clint Eastwood, he signed the front of the 8x10, and on the back of it, he wrote him a letter thanking him for his service.
That's nice.
So
Wow.
yeah, Eastwood's very based.
Classy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, and God forbid when my father does pass away, I hope it's no time soon, but I want that autograph. If nothing else, I want that one badly. Yeah.
Does he know that?
Oh yeah, he knows it. He knows it.
Then you'll get it.
Yeah, he's got all the lobby cards that I got signed over the years. I got Joan Jett's signature, Peter Frampton, David Lee Roth.
My ex-mother-in-law.
What?
She loved Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
She always said she called him Little Dickie Frampton. Doris, man, she always cracked me up.
Yeah.
Little Dickie Frampton.
But he's got them all up there because I knew he loved autographs. And, matter of fact, I've been trying to get a hold of him for a week because the club I worked at is having a reunion this Friday on the 4th. And I wanted to get at least pictures of him to let people know that I didn't lose him. I still got him, and I just can't get him on the phone. I don't know what it is with people over 80, but they don't charge their phones and they don't pay attention to them. And it's driving me nuts.
They're also busy.
Yeah.
Old people.
Yep.
They retire and then life gets busy. My dad is like that too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My mom still has an autographed letter from Elvis when he was in the army. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Somewhere hidden away. Yeah. So.
Letter from Elvis. Wow.
Yep. Signed and everything. Oh, yeah. She treasures that letter. Man.
That's cool, man.
That is very cool.
That always bothers me. That shade and that shadow right there, because I don't know. I just don't want its yang sticking out and stuff. It always bothers me how I get that done.
I know that's off.
I don't want to look wrong.
Somebody talks.
Come on, bro. We're drawn. You two talk. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you hoser.
That's what you get right there.
That's a new one.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Oh man, too funny. So Mike, this drawing you're working on, what's it for?
I'm just kind of like, I don't know, doing roughs for this comic that I want to do. So
Character sketches?
well, yeah, I was kind of like doing that, and then I don't know, just for me, I just want to kind of how should I put it? Like at first, I was doing like a kind of like thumbnails, just a rough layout of probably how I want the pages to go, and because I haven't even decided how many pages this is going to be.
Yeah,
but it's not obviously going to be the standard 22 pages long or something like that. If you're going to introduce a story concept, you might as well make it something like, I don't know, 48 pages or something like that, like the giant size kind of comics I used to get. So I know I'm just kind of doodling out how I want it to look, and if certain panels that I did in my thumbnails will actually, how should I put it, translate properly on paper.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And what would this be? Page 3? I suppose.
What's it going to be about? Do you know?
Oh, I definitely know. It's how should I put it? Okay, well, let's see. Rough of page 2. That's my page 1. Just fooling around with a cover kind of thing. The story is this, and this has been on my mind for, I don't know, a couple years now. It's a little character concept kind of thing. Here's what it is, right? Because this all kind of started out inadvertently with Clobby, and then meeting up with Hungry Boy, and who is incidentally getting better. If any of you guys know Hungry Boy, it's just basically getting back into comics and learning more and more from Hungry Boy. He's into the more fantasy kind of monster stuff, but me, for the longest time, I was struggling with which way to go, what kind of style I want to bring to this book, right?
Yeah.
And I was like pretty conflicted because on one hand, I grew up reading, a lot of Marvel comics and, Spider-Man and X-Men and Silver Surfer and all that kind of stuff. So, I really enjoyed all the classic storytelling. On the other hand, back in the late 80s, early 90s, I discovered manga. And the way the storytelling is on the Japanese side of things, it's very different. And there was something that always appealed to me about their storytelling, where it's almost, it's not generally superhero stuff, right?
Right.
Except now, maybe with My Hero Academia, which is just, because the guy is just a big Spider-Man fan, and that manga, that anime is actually quite fun to watch. But I always like the approach of the average ordinary person being thrown into an extraordinary position, and kind of like Gary's comic, I don't want to say the ordinary Joe,
Every guy,
right?
The everyman.
Man trying to, getting themselves into an extraordinary position, and they got to get out of it, or they got to solve it and stuff like that. And it's very much like Japanese storytelling, right? In manga, ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and I've always liked that aspect. So with me, I suppose you could say, because of my faith, if you want to put it that way, for me, growing up and believing in the Bible and stuff like that, my nose has always been stuck in books like Revelation or the Book of Ezekiel, like the telling of future events kind of stuff,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, learning more and more over the ages, you learn to no, that's the wrong way of putting it. You soon discover that there are quite a lot of extraordinary things that a lot of, how should I put it, that a lot of churches, I suppose you could say, don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of creepy stuff that most churches wouldn't even touch with the 10-foot pole because it sounds so bizarre. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And with me, it was always in the 6th chapter of Genesis, right before the flood,
Mm-hmm.
where it talks about that, you know, and if you know, or if you've learned a little bit of Hebrew, where it talks about the Benai Elohim, which are the sons of God, which are the angels, fallen
Mhm.
angels at that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a mysterious little thing in there where the sons of God, these angels, these fallen angels, came down and they took wives, right? That they
Yeah.
took wives, and you know, from them, you know, well, it's sort of kind of mistranslated, but it's not in a way where what they called the Nephilim were born, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men of
Gotcha.
renown, the giants. And I always just found this really fascinating because this is like it's a genetics war in a sense, right?
Right.
It's like wiping out humanity. It's like Satan, or you know, or these devils and whatnot, you know, hate mankind and therefore want to ruin God's plan of what he wants for on earth.
All right, Glenn, take care.
Yeah,
You
see
gone?
you, dude.
Take care, brother.
See you, man.
Mm-hmm.
See
So
ya.
with me, I always found this really fascinating because all around the earth, everywhere on earth, every culture, every ancient culture has these really weird tales of of creatures and giants, and this is not just like a Bible thing. This is more like a worldwide thing
Mm-hmm.
going on, because you have stories from, I don't know, like say from Peru, or even the ancient Greeks with their tales of the Titans,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, these giants that were a plague upon mankind. And if you end up reading stuff like the Book of Enoch,
Well,
which
you remember
is, yeah,
in the days of Noah, giants roamed the earth. There's a
Yeah.
quote.
and if you translate it from the Greek, it's gigantos, which they did happen to be giants, but it means earthborn,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a mix, it's a hybrid that shouldn't have taken place. And so you expand on that a little bit more, and it's like, okay, is it possible that maybe we get these really freaky stories of, like, say, again, like, say, what the Greeks would tell stories about, you know, like with cyclopses and centaurs, and because if you read into the Book of
What were they
Enoch,
called? They were called the in Greek mythology. They were called the demigods. I can't remember what
Yeah.
they were called in Greek.
like all of these demigods, titans, you know,
Titans. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
yeah, stuff like that, right? So if you read into the Book of Enoch, these fallen angels didn't only defile mankind, but also the beasts of the fields,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, well, this is really interesting. So it would almost make sense of, you know, all these little mythological stories and stuff like that probably come from maybe these fallen angels doing some nasty stuff on the earth while they were here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there was also another little interesting verse that I happened to come across, and I'm trying to remember where it was. It was in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. And I'm going to have to look that up again because I should have written it down. But there was an interesting passage in that, and it had to do with the Tower of Babel when they were building the famous Tower of Babel, and it was
a very fantastic Justice League story arc, by the way. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. So it talks about how God basically tore down the tower, confused all the languages, and then there's an interesting verse about in a nutshell, kind of paraphrasing here, where God gave the nations, right, when everybody spread across the earth, when he gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of man and he set the boundaries of the people according to the numbers of the sons of Israel. So if you break it down, it's essentially these people took whatever gods they worshipped to where they decided to settle all across the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at it another way, look at India. They got thousands upon thousands of things that they worship and stuff like that. And these creatures roaming the earth and whatnot. And anyway, so basically bringing it down to what the story is about, it's about the protagonist comes from a line of what you would call Nephilim hunters. Okay. And so her grandfather, her dad can't do it for some reason. I'm going to probably elaborate on why later on or something like that. But her grandfather's getting old and he needs to pass this down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, while growing up, I'm not exactly sure on what her age will be, probably maybe early 20s or something like that. It just makes it a bit more fun that way, to get more of a freaked out kind of, expressions and stuff like that, finding herself in precarious predicaments, where she kind of likes panicking.
Mm-hmm.
And, that manga kind of feel to a comic, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so she'll go around the earth eliminating these Nephilim, or these freaky creatures, so, you'd have something like, I don't know, like Sasquatch or something, or
so she's a biblical Carl Kolchak then.
Yeah, okay. Essentially, right? She'll go down, hunt down Mothman or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
To Korea, where there'll be, something she has to hunt down there, like all across the earth, right? So I'm doing a shit ton of research onto a lot of mythologies around the earth, like Korea and Japan and Africa and here in North America and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And of course, you have to give her a little bit of a sidekick. So it came up with this dog, a two-headed dog, right?
Everybody loves dogs.
Not like Cerebus, because that had 3 heads, right?
Right.
But it's like a dog that her grandfather couldn't put down, right? But for some reason, it's a puppy, but it has 2 heads. So, you have to play around with it a little bit, right?
Yep.
So I figure, the only way that this dog is going to grow is if she has this dog with her and assists in, taking down some of these bad guys. So, and every time this dog helps out, so to speak, he grows a little.
Okay.
So at some point, there's going to be this big ass, 2-headed dog somewhere down the line. But I got to think of a good name for the dog. A good name.
How about
You know.
dog?
Yeah, dog. There you go.
Make it simple. No, I'm just kidding. Been done.
Yeah,
Wasn't
John
that
Well,
the
Wayne.
you
old
know, it's
dog
like
in The
you-
Walking Dead? Something like
Yeah.
Who are you,
It-
Columbo?
John Wayne. John
It-
Wayne.
John Wayne.
that? There you
John
go.
Wayne had a
John
dog
Wayne.
named Dog
There you
in
go.
the movies.
That's true. That's true.
All
You know,
right,
because you
dog.
just don't throw in a dog name. You know, you just don't give a dog a name willy nilly like that, right?
Right.
You know, so. But I'm thinking about the first thing she encounters is chupacabra.
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 Look out.
Something nice and low tier. You know. Because there was even some, what was it, a freaky news
Oh, that's
report.
it. We're past 2 hours. I got it.
I've
Yeah,
been
okay.
trying to say that for 10 minutes.
Don't try to say something. Say it.
Yeah, just say it.
Yeah.
Somebody was always talking. I was waiting for a chance to get in.
Well,
Your
okay.
butt in.
Well, there you go.
I got in now.
I'm
After
focused on
2 years.
crying.
I know.
I was thinking that too, Astanis. Yeah. Maybe just Cerebus.
Cerberus, though.
And because I like Dave Sims' comic. So
All right. Wrap this show up.
Hey, man, it's been fun.
yep.
Love hanging out with you guys and doing some drawing, getting some work done.
And even Keith jumped in today. I love having him
That is
around.
so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed the pages we were drawing, folks. It was fun.
It was
man.
marvelous.
Simply marvelous. Simply marvelous.
Yes.
We have 149 comments, man. That's a lot of comments. Gambit's here. Low spec, of course, I said hi to already. But Gambit jumped in. Nice to see you. Of course, our good friend Mephisto is in the chat. He was talking about griffins because he knows a lot about mythology and, of course, Jewish history.
There we go.
Of course, John. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you and your woman. You guys are great people. You really are. Emmanuel, you and your man are great people. And love seeing you guys jump in. Get your man to jump on too, man. I like it when you two are on as a couple. It's fun. Did I miss anything? Nope, that's it. Everybody. Oh, M. Young dropped in. There we go. Yeah,
Yep.
writing rap time in the private chat when I'm drawing.
That was for Martine, you idiot. He's
Martine.
the show manager after all.
Where would I be if I don't give you two shit? I'd be unhappy. I would be.
I'm so lonely, so lonely.
That fucking
So
song is going to
lonely
stick in my head
inside
for
your
weeks now.
room.
It's lip
I'll
sync
never
night.
get that out of my head.
Right?
So we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it, man. I really want to make Mondays military themed, but well, we've got that with Joe and me as veterans.
Yeah, I was fixing to say both of our guys are military based. They are.
Yeah, our characters are military based.
Mhm.
My guy's beating the shit out of some criminal.
Beating the shit out of some criminal after giving his all for his country, and my guy is he's a Revolutionary War guy brought to the future. So yeah, it's
Oh, hey, look at that. Inu equals dog. So it would
Oh,
still
yeah.
be a dog name.
Which language?
Could do that
there you
too.
go.
Japanese.
That sounds
Ah.
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah.
How
So
And that's
the
right.
real name-
You're military based and you're based.
Yeah.
You're based and you're military based.
there you go.
Because a lot of people forget that Mephisto did serve in the IDF.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe most able-bodied males in Israel do that, don't they?
women
I
do
think
too.
they have something similar than we have in Austria.
Gal
you have to
Gadot.
be 18.
Gal
Mhm.
Gadot.
That's right. Gal was in it too.
a
Yep.
veteran
Mhm.
of the IDF, and she was hot in her uniform. I'll tell you, that was my problem in the military with females, because like it really sucked when the military uniform didn't take the sexy out of them.
No.
Right.
And because I'm a butt watcher, I like butts, and I cannot lie.
I'm a butt watcher. I'm a butt watcher.
Hey, man.
Who,
Watching
what
butt
band was that?
cry.
What was that band?
My. I can't remember.
What was the original words? I'm a
girl
I'm a girl watcher.
girl watcher. Girl
Yep.
watcher. That was it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, your knowledge is military based too. So Lenny,
There you go.
military background too. I like that. I like having veterans in the chat and on the show. So God bless you guys. Hope everybody has a great week. Is the Chief doing a show tomorrow, Martin?
I don't know. I haven't got notice of it yet.
Okay. Well, if you guys do, tomorrow on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time, the Chief usually does a show talking about law enforcement within films as well as crime. So he's got a big background in criminal investigations and knows his stuff. So don't forget to watch the Chief. We'll be back Wednesday to do more Drink and Draw. And then Thursday, Keith will have his show talking about Paramount and all the shit going down there. And then we'll be back again Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time to do more Drink and Draw. And I'm going to continue doing these shows. Every show I do is going to be focused on me drawing.
There you go.
It's the only way I can figure out.
It's the big push, man.
Well, Martin and I talked about it because I told him I need to cut back and stop doing shows.
Mhm.
And Martin came up with a happy in between where while I draw, we'll do a show.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
well, that works for me. That works
Because
for
we don't
me.
want to lose the chat. We don't want to lose you guys.
Right.
I love dealing with these guys, but doing the shows was hurting me. You should have joined our military force. Our women look like troglodytes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I think the ugliest girl we had in the platoon was still pretty, but our nickname for her was Cash Register.
Oh,
And
my Lord.
she couldn't figure out why. It's because she has a slight underbite. And it meant cash register drawer.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Oh, that's
And
evil.
I remember Julio, he was my best friend in the Army. Julio
Down in the
went out
schoolyard?
with her. And I used to see that all the time. Me and Julio down in the schoolyard. So Julio Gonzalez, and he was Cuban, and he was raised between Chicago and Houston, Texas, and he had the most fucked up accent I've ever heard. It had a mixture of Chicago, Cubano, and fucking Texas.
Wow.
And it was just so weird. I remember one of the funniest moments with him. He was on the phone, and I came into barracks. I'd been out on town, came in, and he's on the phone, standing in his boxer shorts, and the barracks. It was all men, so you could walk around your skivvies and not worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on the phone, and he's got his hand like Al Bundy, keeping his hand warm down in his shorts. I said, "Hey, Julio, who are you on the phone with?" There's a mom with my mom. I said, "Then get your hand off your junk."
Yeah.
He's like, "Fucker."
You are all wrong for that. Damn. Putting people on the spot like that.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's funny.
Amen, brother. Neither will I. I'm not going to watch that shit. I don't need to have people trying to make.
Why
me
would
think
you
a
watch
certain
it?
way.
I don't.
Fuck 'em.
I mean, the premise alone
There's
turns me
nothing
off.
in there that interests me. Nothing in the premise. Now, in the original story idea, there was something there. Is that it kind of reminded me of Some Like It Hot, because this gangster needs to go into hiding, so they could have done that, but instead they went the whole surgery thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
You're right.
I don't buy that for a
Some
sec.
Like It Hot meets Mrs. Doubtfire would have been.
Yeah.
That could have been
But
fun.
instead they went
Yeah.
the whole way with it. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't believe for a second a mobster or gangster of any kind would fucking do that. No, I don't buy it.
Right.
So I was out.
Yep.
So anyway, we're going to get going here, guys. Everybody have a great day today. And remember, we'll be back. We will be back Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays doing the drink and draw till the book is done. And I'm going to continue it on Wednesdays, even afterward.
Good.
I'm going to just start doing a thing. So you guys, I'd love it if you and Mike would come in with me all the time on Wednesday.
Absolutely. I'll be there every Wednesday. I mean, I've got prep to do for my show. I can't be there for the whole show, but I will definitely be there to start with. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I want to say bye to everybody. Emmanuel, Tom Baker, Glenn Fleming, Penny, Vince Womack, John Ostains, Bill Barkley, Low Spec Linux Gaming, Warrensburg is, that's not a person. Fuck off with that. You get through the private chat. Gambit 1987, M. Young, and that's it. Everybody have a great Monday. Have a good week, and we'll see you Wednesday. Take good care of yourselves, and, well, bye.
See ya.
Yo.
See that? I waited for everybody to get their chance to say bye.